My mission is simple, to make you money. I'm here to level the playing field for all investors. There's always a bull market somewhere, and I promise to help you find it. Mad Money starts now.
Hey, I'm Cramer. Welcome to Mad Money. Welcome to Cramerica. I'll be one of my friends. I'm just trying to make you some money. My job is not just to entertain, but to educate and teach you. So call me at 1-800-743-CNBC or tweet me at Jim Cramer. As much as everyone seemed to loathe last night's debate, you know who loved it? The stock market, which is why the Dow surged 329 points today. S&P gained 0.83%, and Nasdaq advanced 0.74%. What did the candidates say that got Wall Street so excited? Honestly, it's more about what they didn't say. First, they didn't bash the healthcare system. A lot of investors were worried that both Trump and Biden might try to score points by attacking the greedy health insurers and drug makers. If you're running for office in America, these companies make great villains, even if you don't actually plan to do anything about them. Nope, not this time. And when the candidates lay off the healthcare sector, oh boy, the stocks can roar. Centene, you know, one of my faves, it runs government-sponsored health plans and it does it better than anybody. Well, guess what happened? Stock zoomed 4%. Anthem, Cigna, Humana, United Health, they all advanced. Even CVS, which has been a terrible performer since it bought Aetna, managed to rally. My trust owns it, which you can follow along by joining the ActionAlertsPlus.com club. It's been awful. Got to own your mistakes. But we just bought more. Cheapest, 3.4% yield. Now, I have parsed every word of that debate. That was very hard because if you read the transcripts, it was like, and the most important ones were uttered by the moderator, Chris Wallace, often picked on, who told the president, quote, "You, in the course of these 4 years, have never come up with a comprehensive plan to replace Obamacare," end quote. Well, if Obamacare is here to stay, regardless of who wins, that's fabulous for the managed care companies. Oh, and of course, Biden helped create Obamacare. Whether you like it or hate it, it's good news for these stocks. Second, I didn't hear anything that made me feel like Biden would turn the banks into a punching bag. Not even a whisper. No wonder the group ignited, Discover, the credit card company, Goldman Sachs leading the way. They're easy targets. Biden didn't touch them. Not his game. A lot of people seem to forget that Biden used to be the senator from Delaware, the corporate tax shelter state. You don't hold that job for decades if you're hostile to the financial industry. The group could be weak tomorrow because the Fed just decided to keep limits on dividends and buybacks. No kidding. But there won't be an enemy in the White House. Third, the president conveyed real optimism about a COVID vaccine, even if Biden accused him of lying. He told us he'd just spoken with Moderna, J&J, and Pfizer, and they're ahead of schedule. Those stocks all rallied on Trump's endorsement, Pfizer and J&J especially. Moderna gave it up at the end. I don't know. Trust owns J&J. Hey, man, I got total faith in the company's vaccine. Trying to get into that New York trial, but there's all sorts of different pre-existing things, making it more difficult for me. But even if the vaccine takes longer than we expect, well, the debate got me thinking about how... You could think after that debate? Yeah, got me thinking. Got me thinking about how close we are to finding something that can help bridge the gap until a vaccine is ready. For example, last night, Regeneron announced that it developed a monoclonal antibody that could be the first line of defense if you get the virus. The morning on Squawk on the Street, the company's chief science officer, he told me that Regeneron's working on a cocktail, and if everything works out, you'll take it immediately, intravenously, upon testing positive. Reverse the viral load that causes so many problems. So you get the test says you have it, and then, well, one day, maybe it'll be a pill form, and you'll take it, and then the viral load will reverse. This drug could be huge, because right now we still don't have a great way to control COVID once you're infected, other than, we try to stop people wearing masks. Still, Regeneron stock actually went down today. I think that's a buy. Remember, I've been recommending this thing since 5. It's now at 559, down 13 today. Some guy on Twitter was saying, I bought it at 600. You're an idiot. Fine. Call me an idiot. I liked it at 5. Then there's Abbott Labs' Binax Now test. This is a 15-minute one that could be a real game changer. The president ordered 150 million of these. He's hogging them all. He's going to start sending them out. These tests come up with an app that gives you a QR code, and if you test negative, and that could be your boarding pass for just about anything that's high risk, whether it be an airplane, whether it be a game. Abbott stock rallied again, too, and yet I still think it's a buy. Now, the debate was tough to watch, I have to admit. But I got a sense that there's some serious attempts to reduce risk out there. Maybe they come to nothing. The government hasn't exactly handled the pandemic well. But if we do get a bunch of safety measures that would absolutely get the job done, well, maybe if we had, then Disney wouldn't have had to lay off 28,000 people in its parks. Finally, a lot of us were convinced that both candidates would spend a big chunk of the debate bashing China. I mean, the market hates that because it hates the trade war. But aside from the president's usual China virus stuff that just inflicts a little, just like China virus, they hate that. The People's Republic barely got mentioned beyond some boilerplate blasts. There's a whole complex of tech companies that depend on the Chinese business, and they win as long as relations with the PRC don't even deteriorate further. And how do I know this? Well, even though Micron, MU, the big commodity chip maker, gave a very downbeat forecast, it didn't infect the rest of the group, in part because there wasn't a ton of China bashing at the debate. China bashing. I think that's why NVIDIA could roar today. Remember, they need the Chinese to greenlight their acquisition of ARM Holdings. And it's why Apple, I think, was the first stock to go roaring today after so-so opening. I know it's tough to separate the endless ad hominem attacks and the tiresome name-calling and the bullying and the wisecracking from the actual substance, what little there was. But from the perspective of the stock market, that debate was a positive. Sure, Biden talked about raising some taxes, not with a lot of detail. Yes, the president talked about knocking down prescription drug prices, but not with the vehemency reserved for pretty much every other subject. The result, at least for the moment, both candidates have given the market a free pass. Again, Wall Street doesn't care if the candidates attack each other, as long as they don't attack the financials, managed care companies, pharmaceuticals with any real teeth. Now, we also got a boost in the middle of the day after some positive chatter about the stimulus negotiations between Speaker Pelosi and Treasury Secretary Mnuchin. But when it comes to stimulus, they're not holding the ones. They're not the enemy of it. It's Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who's reluctant to spend all this money, and he's who matters. And as long as the president's bragging so much about a V-shaped recovery like he did last night, I don't see how you convince the Republican Senate that we need another massive bailout if we got the greatest economy in the world, right? The V-shape? I absolutely think we need one, or else tens of thousands of small businesses are going to go under. But I'm skeptical that Congress can get a deal done. It is what it is. Now, I don't mean to be callous, but investors have figured out that while stimulus is good, letting the big public companies crush the little guys is even better for the stock market. Well, I think it's bad for humanity. Bottom line, Wall Street was worried about a lot of things going into last night's debate, and almost none of them came true. And that's how a fiasco for most voters could be fabulous for the stock market. Trump and Biden could get into a fist fight, or a food fight for that matter, as long as they don't target specific industries that are easy to hate or ramp up the tensions with China, and that causes the market to go higher.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.